The reality of life is bigger than we can detect. We build instruments to augment our internal measuring systems, but basically our bodies are limited to measuring four major aspects of reality. Our built-in sensory processing systems can measure touch, chemicals, air waves, and light waves. Touch receptors detect tactile sensations, including pressure and pain. We notice when the hairs on our arms are moved, and we have specialized sensors under the skin for touch, pain, and pressure. But our receptors are limited in what they can detect. We can feel it when someone touches us with their finger, but we can't detect the subtle detail of small objects. We can feel the pain of getting a flu shot, but not the characteristics of the needle. The needle the doctor uses is round, but our sensors can't detect such subtle detail. We can only tell that it hurts. In contrast, the star-nosed mole is 6 to 10 times better at detecting touch. It all depends on your detection system. We have two great systems for detecting chemicals, one for liquids and one for airborne chemicals. Taste allows us to detect chemicals in a solution. Since not everything we eat is liquid, saliva is used to help dissolve the chemicals. Taste buds convert the chemical analysis into neural patterns. Similarly, smell detects chemicals that reach the nose. Actually, smells are small molecules, and when these airborne molecules float into the nose, they stick to the mucus temporarily. Tiny nerve fibers sticking out through the mucus convert their reactions into neural patterns and pass them on to the brain. Humans use both taste and smell together to give a sense of flavor. Dogs beat us in their ability to smell, but we have much better detectors for taste. Hearing detects air waves, and vision detects light waves. So to understand hearing and seeing, you have to know a little bit about waves. Think of the ocean and its waves. They vary in how fast they come and how tall they are. The speed of the waves is called frequency, and the height is called amplitude. Tall waves are more intense than short ones. In the ocean, tall waves make for better surfing. It was intense, dude. And small waves are better for beachcombing. With sound waves, tall waves of air pressure are loud, and little waves of sound are soft. With light, big waves of electric energy are bright, and small waves are dim. How often the wave hits the shore is a measure of frequency. Low-frequency ocean waves means a smooth sailing. If water waves are frequent, it would be a choppy ride. It works similar with air and light waves. How often air waves hit your ear is a measure of frequency. Low rates of air waves sound low in pitch. The more frequently air hits the ear, the higher the tone's pitch. In vision, the frequency of light waves appears to us as color. Slow waves, infrequent ones, are blue. Medium-frequency waves are green, and rapid waves are red. It takes the least amount of light for the human eye to see green, which for us are mid-range frequencies. Our ears detect air waves that bang against our eardrum. They have to bang at a certain rate. We can't hear the high-frequency sounds dogs hear. Dogs can hear sounds twice as high as us, and cats 3 times higher than we can. And a porpoise can hear sounds that are over 7 times higher than our internal sensors can measure. On the other end, goldfish and elephants can hear low tones we can't detect. As it turns out, we don't have the best ears in the jungle. We don't have the best eyes in the world either. Our vision is limited by where our sensors are located. Horses have eyes that are side-facing and come with bifocal vision built in. The upper part of the eye is for distance and can detect even small movements on the horizon. The lower part of a horse's eye is for close-up work. You'll notice them raising their heads to see what you're holding in your hand. And because each eye is independent, their only blind spots are directly ahead and behind them. Some birds, such as the American woodcock, can see 360 degrees without moving their heads at all. In contrast, we use our eyes together. What we lose in field of vision we make up for by seeing in stereo. We have binocular vision, which can make finer distinctions of depth perception. It's easy for us to pick the apple we want, or to throw a rock at a specific target. Our visual sensors are also limited by their ability to detect light waves. We can see certain colors, frequencies, but not all of them. Remember the big box of crayons you had as a kid? Those are the colors we can see. but there are many other colors we can't see. We're better off than dogs and cats who have no color vision, but we're not as good as birds. Most birds can see colors our eyes can't detect. They can see ultraviolet light. We know the world through the sensors we have. If we had different sensors, we could detect a wider range of things and detect them better. Detecting better is mostly about the number of sensors you have. If you have more touch, taste, or smell receptors, it would take less stimulation to trigger sensations that are familiar to us. If we had different receptors, we could experience life in a different way. If our eyes were tuned for higher or lower frequencies, we could see more colors. We could see the ultraviolet light butterflies see. At the high end, we could see infrared light that comes out of our remote control to change channels on our TV. If our ears could detect a broader range of frequencies, we could hear the high pitches of dolphins or the low tones of elephants. But we're limited to what our sensors are able to measure. Our sense of reality is based on what our sensors are able to detect.